say you found a skeleton, how would you tell it to die? You personally, how would you decide?
Well, interesting question. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tisdall Tuesday, where I don't seem to have Chesh up. I'm sorry.
Dapper's a professional. Take a drink.
Yeah, Dapper's a professional. Take a drink.
Can they hear me?
They can
Hello?
hear you. Yes, they can.
Oh, I am a disembodied voice. I am your conscience. Don't forget to drink water and make sure you have a brick to throw at the most recent Nazi near you.
There you go. Good advice. I like it. Yeah.
We just started. We already gotta have a drink. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. When we just
That's
started,
what I want to hear.
It's one of the times where it's more often or more frequent that I have a Dapper as a professional, because chances are I screwed up something in the setup, right? But that's live.
Yeah.
That's live shows for you. Like, things don't always go according to plan, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. It's fine. He cried, but you know, Chesh, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I got a little bit of good news today, which is nice. You want to hear about it?
Sure. I don't know. Yeah, go for it. Do it.
There is now in Canada a petition launched that started in Calgary, which is Alberta, for anybody who knows anything about Canadian geography. That's the Texas of Canada. Over 29,000 Canadians have called for the U.S. ambassador Hoekstra to be expelled.
I mean...
Good news,
yeah.
Everyone. Go sign the
right.
petition.
Oh, do you remember when the U.S. ambassador to France was barred from meeting with any members of the French government after failing to answer a summons?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wonderful.
It turns out that when you select your appointees on the basis of loyalty and not, say, like, competence...
oh, you mean DEI hires?
Yeah, exactly. You get a bunch of bungling idiots. What do you know?
Mm.
All right. So, but we are not here primarily for talking about U.S. nonsense with political appointees and stuff like that. We are here to take a look at Canada's own Laurence Tisdall. This is he's your fault, not my fault.
We have freedom of expression in Canada. He's allowed to be stupid.
Jordan Peterson told me that you didn't, so that can't be true.
Well, no, what Jordan Peterson said is that we don't have free speech. He's technically correct. We have freedom of expression.
Oh, he also told me he would go to prison if he didn't use the pronouns.
Well, yeah, he also had his license stripped from him by the council or whatever they're called.
We've fallen back into politics.
Yeah, well, listen, he didn't do well in politics in Canada, so as per usual with the Americans, the crazies that don't do well up here grift down south.
Well,
stop picking through our trash.
Look, I did not find this guy by picking through your trash. You picked through your own trash and brought him to me.
Oh, Tisdall? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But he's not in politics, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, young Earth creationism is a political venture at its core.
It does, yeah. That's true. This is true. Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a whole political thing I was gonna... I've been reminded of something that I don't want to go do. Oh, man.
Well, you don't have to do
on my
it now.
channel.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it now.
So.
I'll probably forget. But
for anyone who might be new, this is the show Tisdall Tuesday, where we take a look at Canadian young Earth creationist Laurence Tisdall, French-Canadian creationist specifically. I don't normally bring that up, except that we are going to give him a pass here and there for English as a second language, like English mistakes, right? Because, you know, his French is better than his English is better than either of our French. So, you know, we're not going to... We'll give him a pass a little bit on some of the weird English stuff. That's fine. For 279 Beaver Bucks, Olivia Williams says, when Pierre Poilievre will... When will
Pierre Poilievre south then?
Pierre Poilievre, yeah, sorry.
When he starts doing politics.
There was accidentally a word in there.
Mm.
So
I've never done that before. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah. Let's see. I just lost my train of thought. Right. Laurence Tisdall. Okay, so he is in this series that we're doing, and we're going through a series of videos where he was giving a talk to some church in England. It's the London City Church. I don't know exactly where it is. It says Kensington Temple. I don't know where that is. I guess you can look it up if you want to. They put this out publicly on the internet, so I'm not like doxing the church, because it was on their YouTube channel. So, yeah. But anyway, Laurence has been going through the Age of the Earth in this particular session, but he's also now come to a Q&A section. That's going to be his next thing. But sort of in the in-between, he's giving us this weird hypothetical about what if aliens came to Earth and they listened to the Earth scientists talk about, like, whale evolution. And I don't exactly know. I assume the place he's going to go with is those aliens would find that stupid. But really all that's doing is saying, my imagined version of an alien is basically more or less me with all my own biases. And by me, I mean like Laurence. Therefore, they would think that science is dumb. I would argue that if you think science is as dumb as Laurence seems to think it is, you probably wouldn't be an intragalactic civilization. But hey, what do I know? All right, so he just finished being incredulous that whales could get to be big because they started out as small animals. I have no idea how that's supposed to be compelling. I also did point out last time that I did do the math once, and that the amount of size that whales would have to gain on average to go from small, like Pachycetus type animals.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
It
was like less than 1%
talking
per
about
generation.
This is the part where we were talking about, like, oh, my kid grew this much in this amount of time. They're on track to be this big in the next 5 years. And it's like absurdly huge.
They're on track to weigh 52 tons because they doubled their weight in the last, like, 6 months or something.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
I remember.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then the process goes on, and then, of course, you had monkeys appear, and they somehow walked out of trees, and the grass was too high after an earthquake in Africa. And so because
Well, first of all, there was an earthquake wasn't a thing, but what was happening was climate change was causing the basically continent-wide forest to break into broken forests with grassland between, and the grassland was spreading as, again, a result of climate change, mostly drying at the time. And he says the monkeys came down to the trees. Like, we don't have plenty of non-arboreal monkeys. Like, hey, buddy, you ever heard of baboons?
But if that were true, why monkeys still in tree?
Yeah. It turns out that different populations of monkeys adapted to this climate change in different ways. One group, actually,
just because
groups,
you're not creative doesn't mean anything.
Right? Yeah, in fact, several groups ended up becoming primarily terrestrial, baboons being one of them, and hominins being another. Dutch Tunicate Official for $5 says, my newly hatched brine shrimp have more brain cells than AIG with a Godzilla, a Ghidorah, and a Mothra. And we will take a drink for that. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
All right, and then let's update the tracker.
Oh, boy. Oh, brother.
What?
I'm just rolling my eyes at Tisdall already. Like, I'm introduced Tisdall to a colony of baboons. So in Canada, there's a pretty well-known, in Southern Ontario, there's a pretty well-known safari zoo that's called the African Wild Safari. He should go and check it out.
And I believe he lives
sorry, African Lion Safari, not wild.
Oh, okay.
African Lion Safari, sorry.
And I believe he lives in Quebec, which means that he's probably not too far away from Southern Ontario.
No, he's not too far from Southern Ontario, although Ontario and Quebec are both massive. There's a train getting built, so it's going to be super cheap, supposedly, so it's going to be ready soon. So.
There isn't already a train?
No, not between Montreal and Toronto.
I would have expected there to be. There was a train that could take you between my hometown of Massachusetts and Montreal.
There's like you know what? This is too complicated for this stream.
All right.
We need more trains in Canada. The end.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $2 says he's showing pictures of Mexico. Yeah, in the background, that clearly is Mexico. Once again, shout out to Tremors 2 for being a movie set in Mexico that doesn't have the yellow piss filter and also isn't set in the desert.
And also that Tremors is one of the best movies ever, and all like the subsequent movies are just like equal. Like they're not equally as good, but they are equally as fun.
Yeah, I have enjoyed every Tremors movie, some more than others.
Yes.
I really like the prequel. The prequel
Yes,
one was a lot of fun.
I have never disliked a Tremors movie. I will put it that way. Next, you guys should get Dapper to do his next watch series. Should be Tremors.
Tremors, okay. I mean,
I'll come if it's Tremors.
all right. I'm definitely it'll be like 4 years because we gotta go through all of Star Trek.
Yeah, well, remind me 4 years from now because I'll probably also still be down to watch Tremors then too.
Yeah, probably.
Also,
that's assuming that civilization persists that long.
Well, we'll probably survive another 4 years.
Like giraffes, their next group, because these were higher up in the trees. The grass was too high in the savannah, and so they learned.
No. The giraffes were never grazers. All of our earliest giraffe fossils, they're all either low or high browsers. So like they didn't have to do that because the grass was doing something. The grass had nothing to do with it, man.
High enough while I'm browsing this.
I'm gonna take a drink for like the giraffes had to grow their necks because of the grass getting taller.
That's so.
I'm apparently much quieter than Chesh, so I will turn myself up.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Oh, now I might be too loud. I don't know.
Nope. We'll figure it out.
Upright, and they became humans. Aliens went back to their planet.
Okay.
And said to their leader, "There is life on Earth, but it's not intelligent."
Oh, that was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, but it actually landed because people actually laughed for it, so we don't get to take a drink for it, even though it was a very lame joke.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's my answer to extraterrestrial life. All right.
Who's asking you?
So, why don't we go for some question and answers, and then we'll.
Sorry, that was mean.
Sometimes you have to raise your hand, and I'll repeat it. Try not to get into the.
Oh, Q&A. Let's
Anybody have
go.
Yes.
All right. Due to complaints, I have turned Chesh down and the video up, and then up to like overall audio capture levels. I don't know why sometimes Laurence Tisdall is as quiet as a dormouse, and then sometimes he screams into his microphone, but the dude needs to learn to modulate his volume a little bit better. And for $5, Lieutenant Math Navigator says, you act like he knows the difference between horse feeding strategy and Internet Explorer. Yeah, all right. That's...
What do we want? High internet speeds. When do we want them? Now. High internet speeds.
I like that cartoon.
That was a good one.
I hear that like Edge is no longer all that horrible, but
it's improved. Yeah.
Also, it's got a really unfortunate name, Microsoft Edge. I feel like it's the browser for Gooners, obviously.
Yeah. Well, they know what they're doing.
Do
Microsoft Edge.
Maybe. I think they might just be dumb.
I mean, Bill Gates is a weird sex pest, so it seems like it tracks.
Oh, okay.
Sir. Oh, they're going to run around with the mic. That's a great idea. Great idea.
Because the other option,
sarcastic?
I don't know. I guess the other option would just be that they shout the questions at him, and just like scream at the top of their lungs. Laurence, what do you think about insert? Fits of Rage has just gifted a Dapper Dinosaur membership. Thank you very much.
Hey, cheers.
We will take a drink for that. We didn't even go through the drinking rules. You know what? You guys know them. If you don't know them,
I was gonna say something, then I was like, nah. See how long it takes.
It's fine.
It's one of those days.
We'll call that a Dapper's a professional. We'll take a drink, but I'm still not going to go over them because you guys know them. So
we've been here for a while.
I will explain a few of them though, which is if you want to cause drink triggers, then send super chats that either say, or membership chats that say that either AIG is a bag of dicks, or they have the AIG is a bag of dicks emoji, or they have any of our kaiju emojis, which includes Carmen, who's an honorary kaiju. Or send gifted memberships. And if we get up to like 30 gifted memberships in our queue, I will just finish this particular vodka cola and go get another one. So, yeah. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $2 says, you use Edge and then end up with a micro hard. Yeah, there you go. Noronda puts for $2 says, didn't Gates leave Microsoft ages ago? I honestly don't know. I don't keep track of who's in charge of Microsoft. Or should I say Microsoft?
Anyway.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I do enjoy though that they have been like continually retreating with like just how integrated AI is into Windows, because it turns out not only is no one using it, everyone hates it.
Yeah, it's trash.
It's like, I'm sorry, I did not need Copilot in Notepad.
Microsoft slop, more like macro slop.
Julian Wren says Dapper's just thirsty. I mean, that's part of it. Yeah.
True.
I mean, I would like drink triggers because Coke.
Usually it's me.
Coke is
Today
nice.
it's you.
Yeah, I know.
It happens.
I mean, the evidence that you've given points unmistakably to creation, and I think
The evidence you've given points unmistakably
what
to
evidence?
To creation. So, I mean, I guess if you just take everything he said at face value and don't at all think about it, then that is the impression he was trying to leave. So,
Sure, yeah.
he's managed to
failed successfully, I guess.
Yeah, he's managed to convince a friendly and biased in his favor audience. So, good job, Laurence. Also, I already have this thing turned up to 125%, and I have the volume on my capture cranked. So, like, this is just a very, very quiet. Jillian Wren, who's been a member for 38 months, says this chat is so much easier to mod than Erica's. Yeah, well, it's smaller is a big part of it. Orange Dot for $2 says AIG is a bag of ice with 3 fire emojis, and I will take a drink for that. That works. All right. Let's see how we're.
You can drink because gestures vaguely. Yeah, just gestures vaguely at everything. Look at what we're dealing with. Yo, I think we should all apologize to Clippy. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, Clippy was annoying, but he was never malicious.
Clippy an apology.
Yeah.
Same with Navi.
Navi was more annoying than Clippy, in my opinion, but also never malicious.
Never malicious.
Yeah. You know what Clippy never ever did? Was encourage someone's self-harm ideations to the point of unaliving themselves. Not
or tell you to make bleach in your washer and dryer.
Yeah, I never told people that it's important for pregnant women to smoke 5 or so cigarettes a day. Clippy never did that. Yeah, Clippy also never recommended that you eat 2 to 3 small rocks a day to make sure that you get all your dietary needs.
Able to like trace some of these things back to hold anybody responsible, or even just to find out like how much of this is just natural selection at work.
If there's one thing that the last 6 or so years has taught me, it is that no one with $1 billion or more in net worth will ever be held accountable for anything in the United States. The closest that will come,
it's a valid concern,
is that they might be arrested and placed in jail where they'll be murdered, and then there will be a cover-up. That is the absolute best we can hope for. And even that's only if it gets really, really bad. So, yeah. Because, I mean, look, you can just commit sedition live on TV in front of the entire country, and then nothing happens to you.
Yeah, that was something that Bruce Springsteen was saying. He said something along the lines of how, like, there's the like 50 or the majority, I think is what he said, the majority of politicians in the country aren't da-da-da-da-da-da. Right, and he's like, America has a problem with this, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Arrow Dropper for $4.99 says it should be illegal for Microsoft to buy ZeniMax. Microsoft has no business with id Software. Leave my baby boy it alone. I mean, the thing is, it probably is illegal, and it also just doesn't matter. One of the things that I think really should be driven home to anyone who lives in the United States or is in the United States sphere of influence, which, by the way, is most people, is that
to some degree,
laws are at best suggestions in the United States of America. The idea that we have rule of law has never been very true, but it is laughably untrue right now. Like, it's sometimes it's been like, like there's been hints of rule of law, but like, nope, that's completely gone. And it did not go away because of Trump. It went away because of the Biden administration and their refusal to actually hold people accountable.
You guys gotta get yourself another Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, sure, that'll happen. Isabella Tracer for 499 says, also Clippy only used up a reasonable amount of electricity. That's true. Clippy wasn't out
Oh,
there like
valid.
raising the electricity bill on like already struggling lower class families by just, using as much electricity per day as like the entire city of New York in a year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
You know what? In like 200 or 300 years, someone is going to be studying the history of like what we're doing right now and wondering who the hell thought it was a good idea to basically use up like a third of the entire world's energy budget to make shitty AI cat videos.
I take one solace in 100 years from now is that Donald Trump and his entourage will go down in history to be incessantly mocked by teenagers in history class forever around the globe.
I mean, that is true.
Which is one thing that they definitely do not want and definitely do fear.
And it will happen. It is
And
inevitable.
it's absolutely going to happen. It is inevitable. That is what is going to happen.
Even in North America, most people in their hearts don't believe in evolution.
Even in North America,
Right.
most people don't believe in their hearts in evolution. I don't know if that's
Did he ask?
true. I guess this is like a preamble to the question.
Yeah, what's the question?
We have to find a way of making it presentable to the people. I mean,
We have to find a way to make it presentable to the people. I'm just repeating because he's mostly inaudible.
The people that already
We'll let him
this
go.
in their hearts?
I'm not sure.
Okay, sorry.
the scientists are just sort of winning, and the media people.
Scientists are winning the media at people, I think he said. I don't know what that means.
I think he said the scientists and the media are winning the people, I think is what he's trying to say.
Oh.
We're winning the battle, really. We've got to find a way through prayer, I think, of overcoming it.
Sure, man. Look, I tell you what. Every young Earth creationist, switch your strategy from like outreach and like making videos and writing books to just prayer. Because let's face it, right? If you're right, then you are recruiting the most powerful conceivable entity onto your side to change hearts and minds. And if God can't do it, well, then I just don't think he's on your side. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, this is my recommendation. If you're right, you should all just be exclusive prayer warriors on the topic of creation versus evolution. And if you are right about all that, then, like, God will
be the scientists.
Yeah, God will work it out for you, right? Isn't he powerful enough to do that? Dutch Tunicate Official for $5 says, cute break. I tried to give my beta some bloodworms. He looked at them, then back at me like, these aren't my pellets. With a Carmen. Thank you very much.
That's very cute.
First of all, that is cute. Second, get an alpha. Come on, what are you doing with a beta?
Ah, shut up.
Every time Dutch Tunicate Official in the well, not every time, but very often when they post about their beta fish in the server, I just put that gif of the what is even his name? But the guy.
Are you talking about Jesse Lee Peterson?
Jesse,
beta.
I am. Yeah, I put the gif of him saying beta.
I know that off the top of my head.
Because you are 62 IQ.
Oh my god.
You had to use all 62 IQ points.
I should be listening to Microsoft Edge and going and ending myself.
Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $2 says, you have to give them blood wine.
Oh.
It's true. Fish do like blood wine.
Get a Sigma fish.
Yes, get a Sigma fish.
Get a Ligma fish.
I think one of the things that we tend to talk about fossils and all these very clever things.
We tend to talk about fossils and all these things. Okay.
People get a bit switched off.
These types of things.
Fossils, only a few people know anything about fossils, really. But there's lots of really, perhaps there are lots of really straightforward things that everybody can understand. I mean, if we had all...
Dude, ask your question. This is the worst kind of question and answer guy. The guy who's like, oh, hold on, let me give you my novel-length intro before I ask, so what do you think I can do?
If we had developed from gorillas or from apes,
Should put
we
a
should
timer on.
see apes everywhere.
We do see apes
We
everywhere.
do.
Look around you in the room. You're surrounded by apes because humans are apes. I'm taking a drink. I'm taking a drink.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Did you know that apes, when counting by individual animals, are the largest group of primates? Almost entirely because of humans. There's like 8 billion apes around the world, living on every single continent, including Antarctica. Do you know the only ape that has ever set foot in Antarctica? It's humans.
Don't forget to tax the penguins.
Yeah, I mean, if not for that darn Antarctic treaty.
No, darn. Gosh. Shucks.
Also, speaking of Antarctic wildlife, you know what Antarctic wildlife actually legitimately scares me? Leopard seals.
Oh, those are terrifying.
They
I was talking
really
about those the other
are.
day.
They are.
They're terrifying.
The idea of a leopard seal
Amazing.
coming up towards me in like, if I'm like diving and it's
In the
dark or
water?
something in the water, like,
No.
oh no. Oh, hey,
No.
Mothra's here. Take a drink from Mothra.
Absolutely nightmare fuel. Absolutely nightmare fuel. Did you guys ever watch the movie Pebble and the Penguin? They did a really good job of representing the leopard seal in that movie. That was Don Bluth.
All right, here we go.
Who's a Christian, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know.
Not only fossils. We should see them in Tesco's. We should see them.
You do see them in
They
Tesco's.
are. In fact, they invented Tesco's.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In fact, I would argue that virtually every vertebrate that you've ever seen in Tesco's, with very few exceptions, has been an ape. You might have seen a few dogs, maybe some birds. Maybe if it's a particularly poorly kept Tesco, you might have seen a few rodents here and there. But by and large, the majority of the vertebrates that you've seen in Tesco, alive at least, have been apes. I mean, I guess if we count like the fish counter or something, then yeah, sure, you've seen a lot of fish, whatever.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should see them on the beaches. We should see them on the mountains.
We do.
We should see them in Morrison's.
We do. Yep.
They should be in our schools everywhere.
They
We
are.
should be seeing-
Yep.
Well,
They
there's
are,
monkeys in
in
our
fact.
schools, maybe.
So,
So what's your question?
So what's the question?
so there's no.
It's the same thing. You know what, Lawrence? You and I are for once on the same page. What is this guy's damn
Cheers,
question?
Lawrence.
Jeez, you know what? I'll take a drink for like.
I
that counts as a
appreciate that
prediction.
Lawrence is being very patient.
I kind of do, but also I'm not very patient, so I kind of wish he would be like, "All right, what's the question?" a little sooner.
Oh, yo, fair, absolutely. I gotta cut my hair. Ugh.
Question really, but just the question is how to get people to see what's really obvious apart from prayer.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so that entire preamble, including all that nonsense about apes, all just to get to how do I convince people in ways other than prayer? And the answer is like, for the most part, you don't. Like, it's extremely uncommon. Yeah. But it's actually extremely uncommon for someone to go from accepting science to like being a young earth creationist. Young earth creationists are primarily bred, not converted, right? Like the majority of how you get into young earth creationists is by young earth creationist parents having babies whom they raise as young earth creationists.
So your answer is indoctrination and maybe conversion therapy.
Well,
if you wanted a real answer, that if
not
you actually wanted
conversion
to like
therapy.
forcibly change people, well, that's the only other way to like forcibly change somebody's mind, right?
I mean, all right, so if we're talking about conversion therapy as in like an analog to like the what is actually torture, like gay conversion therapy, it just doesn't work. So like it won't work.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't make you not gay, but I mean, it might make you agree to their terms.
Yeah, it might make you say the things that they want to hear. It won't actually change your
which is
mind
all
about
they
it.
care about.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it's a combined thing. Prayer is essential, and I know CMI has prayer time. I have a prayer group that's praying for me now as I'm here, because it's a delusion.
They're not doing a good job.
I mean, look, I am happy for anyone to pray for things, like go nuts, have fun with it. There have been times that I said, if you're the praying type, here's the thing you could pray for.
Sure.
So like I it does not bother me that you want to go pray about something. But like
No. Go for it.
If there's a God, then my guess is that that God is on the side of things that are true and not a bunch of lies. And so I think
Sure.
that he is working against Laurence Tisdall if there's a God. And he's
would
active.
posit. Sure. I would posit that I, in general, am not annoyed if somebody out in the populace wants to pray for me or whatever. I don't care. I would be annoyed if I had like somebody who was close to me, like a family member or a close friend, that was praying for me on any kind of semi-regular basis, because I'd be like, can you please stop wishing that I would stop being the person I am, please? I feel like why are we friends? I feel like you just don't like me at that point.
All right, from now on, I have to pray for Chesh.
Okay.
Okay.
Noted.
I don't know what I'm going to pray for.
Yeah, what for?
you. That you burn yourself less.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, maybe through the power of prayer, it will happen.
I am covered in so many. I am so rough on my. I've had a rough life. I am
All right.
covered in scars and marks, and I'm gonna like probably
All right.
go light myself on fire later.
Here's what we're gonna do, everybody. We're all gonna pray for Chesh to stop getting burned, and remember, every like equals 5 prayers. So make sure you like the
Oh.
video so that Chesh can get all the prayers.
And if you want me to get burned, dislike the video.
There you go. Yeah. And remember, if we get to 1,000 likes, then you will be blessed by Shrimp Jesus.
Does this operate towards the amount that my own Discord roasts me?
No, it's only for actual physical burns.
Okay. I just want to make
Yeah.
sure, because I think they would be very disappointed if some force was suddenly stopping them from doing
No,
that.
this is just for protection against physical burns. Because what you guys didn't see is that before this, Chesh was applying burn cream to herself actively while we were on the call. Yeah, it is a gigantic tube, I guess. Yeah, tube.
Yeah, it's a big old tube.
Although you're very, very small, so it's actually probably normal size.
Yeah, it's a regular size tube. This is like a tube of polysporin for anybody else.
Weirdo Rock Hyrax Evans says, I mean, even if you believe in deities, prayer is kind of darn useless. I would much rather see people actually do something useful, preferably positive change. So I have heard people describe prayer in a number of ways. And I think one of the ones that makes the most sense to me for someone who wanted to continue praying was that in praying for others, we also bring ourselves closer to the like compassion and love for people that God has, and that is therefore a part of how we get closer to God is by having that concern for others, and also that it does not replace like actual helping people, like like cooking food for people who are hungry and whatnot.
That's the trap part, right? Where prayer makes it feel like you've done something, and you have, but you haven't done something that's like necessarily physically or emotionally helpful for the other person. So it makes you feel good on your brain, but that you don't actually participate. And so if you do one without the other, it kind of ends up falling on deaf ears, one might say.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, Chesh should probably avoid playing drums for Spinal Tap. Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? It's a delusion. I believe that it's part of the end time delusion that even the elect can lose their.
Oh, of course, it's the end times, everybody. Just like Harold Camping told us. It's always been, it has been the end times for like 2,000 years solid. Maybe what's actually going to happen is that the world is going to keep going for the foreseeable future. And you should, like take that into account when you're doing things like deciding to pillage the natural world and dump a whole bunch of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Maybe you should consider that maybe Jesus actually isn't coming back in the next 5 to 10 years. And in fact, you are going to have great-great-grandchildren who are going to have to live in whatever world you leave for them. I don't know.
I can tell you that, by the way, taking matches or lighters away from me will not help. That's not usually the thing that I get burned by. I don't get burned by standard fire. I'm too advanced for that. What you'd have to do is keep me out of the kitchen.
Well, We'll have to make sure that from now on, the only thing you're allowed to do is microwave, but only for 30 seconds at a time.
Ah.
Yeah. And you have to take at least a 5-minute break between microwave sessions.
No more tea for me.
Nope. Well, I mean, you can have tepid tea.
Ugh.
Yeah.
faith, because we've seen many of the elect lose their faith associated with evolution. I'm going to tell you a story that your
So he thinks that people are accepting evolution and then leaving Christianity, which does happen, but in my experience, it
Sure.
has actually not been one of the biggest drivers for people leaving Christianity. What usually ends up happening is, in my experience at least, talking to former Christians, is that they have been rather horrifically abused by the church and are therefore deciding to leave it. And a lot of times are not particularly interested in, say, a more friendly or less abusive church environment and would just rather not repeat the trauma. In fact, I know
want to take the risk, right?
In fact, I know some current professing Christians who don't go to church because of the trauma associated with church. Even when I point out, I could probably find you a much less abusive situation if you wanted to do the whole church thing. And saying,
no, a lot of it can be triggering too, right? Like, and I don't mean that from like I'm not using the term loosely. I mean, like, it can actually like cause you distress. On the other hand, did he say something about elect, as in like the president or the prime ministers have lost their faith through governance?
So it's the elect is a term that ends up coming from the New Testament, where the idea is that the elect are the people who follow Christ, and so they are elect in the kingdom of heaven or whatever, right? It's basically just short. He basically just means Christians.
Yeah. The chosen of God.
Basically, yeah.
So
okay, noted.
Pastor told me. Now he's probably upstairs, right? He's watching. He's watching. So you have to run down really fast if you're going to correct me. He told me that he was in the Philippines and he was working missionary work, and
Laurence, get closer to your microphone. Damn it! What the? I can only do so much to turn him up. I'm sorry.
I wonder if he's better with a regular microphone instead of the headset microphone.
I don't know. I'm not even sure that headset microphone is on.
Seen a lot of active spirituality in the streets and occultism and stuff. And when he came back to England, he was struck by the spiritual hardness on people's faces, in contrast to where he was. And he asked God,
"What?
Why?"
I guess people are more likely to be openly practicing spiritual like things in the Philippines than in England, and now this pastor is confused by that, and like I think a lot of that is just cultural differences.
Is this it? Okay, to me, this sounds like it's gonna be like, oh, people in England have lived in the area too long and are too like spoiled by technology, and like this is what this is starting to sound like to me. I don't know if that's where he's going, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I think this might end up falling into some noble savage tropes, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe I'm jumping the gun.
Well, you know what? It's a prediction, and if you're right about that, we get to take a drink for it.
Oh, huzzah!
Is there this spiritual hardness, and God gave him one word: evolution.
God gave him one word: evolution. I believe is what he just said. Okay, I'm going to take a drink. Okay, look.
I have this candle wax melting right beside me. I'm waiting for it to melt so I can drink that.
Most Christians belong to groups that accept evolution or that do not condemn belief in evolution, which means you can just believe in evolution and be a part of the group. Now, I have in the past said that most Christians accept evolution, and I've realized I can't actually support that claim, although I do think it's more likely true than not because of how many Christians
you believe that that's likely the case.
Yeah, I can't demonstrate it very well, but it's at least a very large portion of Christians who accept evolution, right? 2 of them are frequent co-hosts on this channel, Maddie and Ben. Right, Ben and Maddie are both Christians. I, for all you know, might be one. Because I don't say. Although I am praying for Chesh, apparently, so, you know.
At this point, I'm going to start believing you're praying to me instead of at me. Or about me?
No, for. Yeah, for and about. The prayers are not directed to Chesh.
Well,
Yeah.
you might have better luck that way.
Maybe. All right. Dear Lord Chesh, please let Chesh not burn herself so much.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay.
That's a powerful thing. It's a powerful testimony.
No, it's not, dude. You talked to a
What?
pastor who imagined that the word evolution is the explanation for why people in England tend to basically be more private with their faith than the people in the Philippines. That's not
I
anything.
will point out that in Canada we do call it evolution, not evolution.
That checks out. I mean, overall, linguistically, Canadian English is much closer to American English than to, say, British English.
Yeah, it bounces back and forth, but I just mean that wouldn't or ought not to be necessarily a common cadence for Laurence.
Well, I mean, also English is a second language.
Well, he's also telling a story about what this guy said, and so
True,
he
yeah,
probably used the word evolution, or he's trying to conduct himself appropriately so that the audience understands him better because they're all English. So there's lots of different reasons. I'm just pointing it out.
Orange Dot says, make sure to pray to a chaos god or two. No, I'm obviously going to pray to the Omnissiah. Everyone knows this.
I don't know how I wouldn't be categorized as a chaos god.
Because you're not any of the chaos gods. You're not even the secret fifth chaos god that everyone forgets about.
And that's how strong that delusion is. But the reason why people...
It's so strong that the pastor imagined a word? I mean, okay, I guess that checks out. I don't know if that's how you planned on it.
Can I remind you that the question was, how do we communicate better with people to show them how real God is and how fake evolution is?
Yeah.
Believe that is because they don't want to believe in God.
Then how come so many people believe in both, man?
These aren't conflicting ideas.
Yeah.
They're not but even besides, even if they were, people believe conflicting information all the time.
And also, okay, here is a thing. I don't think people are as disinclined to believe in God as Christians seem to think they are.
Yeah.
It seems like
they
most
just might not
people
believe in your God,
right,
or your church's God specifically.
If you just ask people, does God exist? You get a very sizable portion of the population in almost every country that says, yeah, I think so. But then you ask, okay, well, are you part of, and then you list off, institutional religious affiliations, and then they'll say no. And I'm I don't really have an official religious affiliation. I just think there's a God. But
I think unsure has a pretty sizable number in Canada the last time I looked, but it's been a long time since I looked.
Probably. But humans are just not that disinclined to believe in a God. In fact, I would say that humans are pretty well biased in favor of believing in gods. For one thing,
socially,
you can just see that it's been a pretty common thing throughout all of history to believe in various spiritual entities with, power over the natural world. So, yeah, I don't think that humans are disinclined to believe in God. I don't think they believe in evolution because of a disinclination to believe in God. I mean, for one thing, usually the reason that creationists give for why people don't want to believe in God is because they want to be able to sin. But most people throughout most of their lives don't actually do that much that you couldn't find a religion that's fine with you doing those things, right?
Evangelical Christianity is actually also fine with you doing those things. It just likes to be bossy about it.
Yeah. And it also likes to say, oh, well, did you repent? Well, I guess then that everything is fine.
Yeah. So if you really wanted to sin the most, you just be a Christian. God will forgive you.
Remember my percentages?
No.
The reality is the evolutionists are in the minority.
Oh, the evolutionists are in the minority. Well, I can't say
in science or in the general populace.
Yeah, in science, are definitely not. In the general populace, I think it might still be the case that creationists are a slight majority in the United States, but they're not in most other countries. I think the only other country that comes even close is Turkey and Saudi Arabia or something, right?
Yeah, the theocracy. I mean, it's
Lieutenant Matt the Navigator for $5 says it's more that most people are less willing to be the idiotic asshole that young Earth creationists demand of them. Yeah,
there you go.
That's a much better way to put it.
You got it.
All right, here we go.
They just happen to control the universities, and they control the
Just
jobs
happen to.
of certain
Gee.
levels of.
It's not that they just happen to; it's that they control the universities because they're the
They did
ones
the
who
work.
have the evidence, right? Yeah, like when you check on the data and the evidence, it turns out the evolution is true. And so the people who believe the data and the evidence are in charge of the universities, right? It's just like how
I will give myself one piece of credit on this, and it is that the conspiracy I never really bought into too much.
yeah.
Like the evolutionists control the universities. That was just that always just blew past me. I didn't care.
Well, one of the things is like, oh, hey, Mothra is back again, taking a drink.
Hey, yo, I'm out of drink already.
So one of the things is that like creationists like to say that young Earth creationism isn't a conspiracy theory, but the problem is
Oh, it is.
it very, very much is, right? Because
it is.
in order
Definitely
for
is.
young Earth creationism to be true, one, evidence would show it, which then means that the people who are denying that evidence in favor of, the theory of evolution would have to all be covering up the regular, like the actual evidence, right? Which means they would all have to be engaged in a conspiracy theory. But that also includes basically all like the graduates and postgraduates. So this conspiracy would have to be like tens of thousands of people across the world all holding on to this one conspiracy. It's just not plausible. IT Guru for $5 says Orthodox don't recognize Pope, Protestants don't some sacraments, evangelicals don't other sects, Baptists don't recognize each other at the liquor store.
I would. That's a good point, and it lends to sort of a little bit what I was kind of saying before, but I'll put it into more straightforward terms. Social evolution exists. There isn't just biological evolution. Social evolution is happening in tandem, and they affect each other, affect and effect each other.
Ooh.
Religion is part of social evolution. So the reason why you see religions changing and adjusting their rules is because it is part of an evolutionary process. It's just a part that we haven't spent as much time necessarily or as much money necessarily studying in the hard science kind of way that people like numbers to lay out. Social sciences sometimes gets a little bit foo-fooed at for some reason. I don't know why. It's very silly, but religion's just part of it.
Also, I've been holding on to it for a while, but there is an Orthodox Pope. There's an Orthodox Pope of Alexandria.
No.
There's actually two of them, if you count the Coptic Orthodox as also Orthodox, but usually people mean Eastern Orthodox, because everyone forgets about the Oriental Orthodox. Mothra
and yes,
again.
morality also evolves. Like so the reason we make progress in society as humans and in science is by just throwing human suffering at it until we're like, that's enough human suffering. That's good enough. We don't need to do that anymore. That's how it works. That's how you get civil rights. That's how you get pyramids. That's how you get everything. Because you want to know what resources we have a bunch of? Humans. We can just keep throwing humans at it. Sorry, I whacked my microphone.
Let's see. Pegajace, the Carbon-14 mythicist, says, as of 2023/2024, according to the Pew Religious Landscape Survey, a full 80% of U.S. adults accept evolution and 33% think God had no role. Almost half think it's God-guided. Well, I would say that is, in fact, the majority of U.S. adults accepting evolution. Now, I do believe the numbers go lower if you ask about human evolution specifically, but that's... So Laurence is just wrong about that. I don't think he's lying, but he's just wrong about that.
DM Wing said Chesh adding 7th kind of evolution to Ken's list. I don't know if I would be honored to have Ken add something I said to one of his slides, or if I would just be disgusted, or both.
I think both.
I think both.
It would be a little... I would be like, huh.
A little column A, little column B.
Kent is somehow paying attention to me? That's weird.
He's paying attention to you and then picked up something I said. Like, that'd be so bizarre.
Yeah. I don't think he's paying attention to me, though.
He should be. He should be paying more attention to you than me.
Probably.
I'm just quippy.
A lot of us don't work in evolution anyway. And there are a lot of creationists out there that are scientists that don't admit it because they'd lose their job.
Why don't you try?
As Mark Armitage did when he published on the dinosaur cells, and within 3 months, he'd lost his job.
Okay, so a few things.
Why did he lose his job, Laurence?
Yeah, he lost his job because they closed down the microscopy department that he was in charge of. They just don't have that department anymore. That's why he lost his job. Now,
He lost his job because government funding, my guy.
here's another thing. So I've talked to people who have been in direct contact with Mark Armitage. By every account I can find of people who know him personally, dude's just a complete asshole. So, like, if they close down that department to get rid of him, my guess is that it's more that he's just a complete asshole who is impossible to work with than that he's a Christian. Because, like, yeah, turns out when you're just a dick to people, they don't care so much that you're a Christian or not. They just kind of care that you're a dick. And apparently,
And then
Mark
you don't
Armitage
want to
is a
admit
dick.
that, and then just blame cry victim. This is the same thing with Kevin Sorbo, and the same thing with
Oh,
Vic
no.
Mignogna, and the same with all of these people. The same thing. They're all just like, people didn't want to work with me. I'm being targeted. It's like, no, you're an asshole. I'm being
Not
targeted for my
K-swords.
Christianity. No, you're an asshole.
Yeah, it probably is more the asshole part. It turns out most people don't care if you're a Christian either way. Weirdo Rock Hyrax Evan for $5 says directed meditation for one's own benefit is fine. Where it bugs me is pretending it somehow magically affects anything but your own mental health. So the thing is, it doesn't bug me either way, as long as you are not like harming yourself or others on it. Whether or not prayer has some external effect. It seems like all the evidence that we can point to with like actual statistics indicate that it doesn't. But like, I don't know.
Your mental state can very heftily affect your perception. And so because how you think and thinking about how you think or spending time thinking about something, explicitly going out of your way thinking about that thing, whatever it may be, will affect your perception both of that thing and things surrounding that thing. So let's say it's the neighbor down the road broke their leg, and so you're praying for them. So this is like directed meditation, right? And you're sitting there thinking about how difficult their time might be, and you're wanting them to get better. So you're praying to help them to get better. And the next time you walk by, you notice they have extra snow built up at their house during winter or something. And you're like, oh, well, because I was thinking about this is on my mind, I might consider, because now I've noticed that something that I would have otherwise not noticed had I not been already thinking about it. So there's lots of things where meditation can very, very much affect like your perception of things or what actions you decide to take because you're spending more time on something. That doesn't make it magical. It does affect your day-to-day life, but
Yeah.
You might view that as magical, but maybe not supernatural.
I just remembered something. And it is that if you are living in the former United States, go check your voter registration.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Check it. I just checked it today. I am still on the active early voter list, which means I will be sent a ballot in early October so that I can vote. So check to make sure you're registered. If you can get early access or early voting, get that. If you can get a mail-in ballot, get that, because it makes it way easier to have both of those. And keep checking. And then when you send your ballot in, check to see if it's been received and or counted, because in most states you can check on those things. So Here we go.
And he was published. So it's a dangerous thing to come out and say,
Well, he was published in a microscopy journal that didn't know anything about all the horrible paleontology mistakes he'd made. And basically they just checked like, hey, did you use the microscope good? And the answer was yes. Yes, he used the microscope.
I don't like this horror face we're looking at right now.
Yeah, that's not ideal, is it?
That's not great.
Creationist. Oh, then you're out of this.
It's not getting fixed. Oh, there it is.
Even now, they have to use the Supreme Court of the U.S. to dictate what you are and are not allowed to ask in a science class in the high schools and colleges in the U.S.
Citation needed.
Citation
Laurence.
needed?
Yeah. When did that ever happen? As far as I know, students are in no way barred from asking any question in science class. What is the case is that teachers are barred from teaching religious mythology as if it were science in science class. That's barred. As I mean,
There's
well,
also
it should
still
be.
religion class, so you can still take that. And there's also still private schools. Those still exist. So,
Yep.
like, what are you talking about?
I went to a private Christian school that did teach me evolution.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was a Catholic school. Although the actual science teacher that I had was not actually a Catholic. He was just teaching at the school. So, yeah.
I think. Do you think that where you grew up in church, had you not grown up in that space, your life projection would have been different?
Oh yeah. Because my childhood
By
would
like
have been
any
different.
great,
Probably,
right?
yeah.
But like, I mean, like in like a sense of like what you ended up studying in school or anything like that.
I mean,
I think I might have been a chemist.
I don't know exactly what things would be different if things were different, but like I imagine that
Well,
if I
duh.
had like grown up, like I don't know, as like a twice a year going to Catholic church guy, or like if I had grown up without any religious affiliation, or if I had just grown up in like a mainline Protestant denomination or something, that yes, things would probably be different.
I think if I grew up in a home that didn't like disparage education in some ways, I think I would have been a chemist.
Maybe. Then, when you fell on hard times, you could have cooked your own meth.
Like I don't do that now.
Oh well, I mean, don't admit
I
to
can neither
crimes online.
confirm nor deny whether or not.
You're gonna blow that house up.
Why do I keep getting burned? I wonder. I don't know.
Since
Chemical
when
burns,
does
anyway?
science education have to be dictated by legislation?
It's pretty much always, man. Right? Like what the
What would you
curriculum
prefer, Lawrence?
is. Yeah, I'm taking a drink. Hold on. In public schools,
What would you rather it be?
which is to say government-owned schools, the curriculum is set by the government. And the government in the US, the country you're talking about, which is weird since you're not from the US and neither is your audience, but you're still talking about it. The government in that country has as one of its rules that the government isn't allowed to promote any religious view over any others, or even to promote lack of religion over religion, which means that they're really not allowed to do
Religious freedom.
anything but do science in science classrooms. And even if you do have a religion class, it has to be not promoting religion. So you can talk about things like comparative religions, or, hey, what are the major holidays of various, major religions around the world? You can do that. That's fine. But that's a restraint on teachers. It's not a restraint on students.
Well, he also says this as if it's a monolith. Like, you can't challenge the curriculum or get the curriculum changed or posit or propose things at a local or a provincial or I guess state level, depending on like district level, depending on who's your elected boards and like your educational board and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Like, it's not a monolith. It's not ubiquitous either.
That is something special. That's because their arguments are so weak. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's not. Because
What?
whether or not someone makes an argument for creationism in a classroom doesn't depend on whether or not the arguments are good. It depends on whether or not they have a religious motive to make an argument for creationism, because those are the only motives.
This isn't about arguments, Lawrence. This is about evidence.
Yep.
And about methodology. If you want to dig it a little bit deeper, you could say it's about methodology. What methodology does young Earth creationism utilize or rely on consistently that functions anywhere, let alone just evolution? Anywhere. It doesn't function in geology, it doesn't function in biology, it doesn't function in physics, it doesn't function in chemistry, it doesn't function in history or anthropology, not paleontology, not space science, not cosmology. It doesn't function, Lawrence. If you can come to me with a philosophy that functions and that young Earth creationism can use consistently, let alone about being right, let alone about being correct, let alone about the evidence, just have a functioning system that you utilize consistently, then maybe we can talk. Then maybe we can start having discussions and debates and arguments about your dribble. Blech.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break because it is time to refresh drinks And everyone, make sure you go get snacks, get drinks, use the bathroom, whatever. In the meantime, though, we're going to be watching a teaser trailer for this week's episode of Star Trek Endurance called It Takes a Village. And don't worry, Chesh knows that she meant to say sifted and biodome instead of sitted, I think, and biome. So she knows
I'm being
better.
slandered. I'm being slandered
It's
right
not
now.
slander if it's true. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Next time on Star Trek Endurance.
Captain's log stardate 61391.7. Our away team has spent 3 exhilarating weeks sitting through the ruins of an extinct civilization, and one that isn't just an outpost of the Tila Kal on the 3rd moon of Raisenshire. No Federation member has been here before, so we have an exciting report to compile for the Federation Archaeology Council. Spending 2 days moving through a protective biome and digging through old structures while in EV suits has me longing for a long sonic shower. We depart the surface today.
The archaeological work has been very fruitful, and the crew have many artifacts that will interest Federation archaeologists greatly. But they have also brought something else back with them. As the ship starts to fail and the crew becomes affected, they will learn the sinister truth of what befell Raisenshire, and they will have to avoid its first doom while not transmitting its second doom to anyone else. Can the crew recover the ship and stop this sinister force from spreading? Find out next time on Star Trek Endurance, only on the Top Hats Off channel. Well, Dapper's a professional, so we'll take a drink real quick.
Oh.
Quick, take a drink. Oh, I didn't stir
What
that well
happened?
enough. That was mostly just the vodka. Okay.
You got what are you drinking?
It's just cola and cheap-ass vodka. The cheapest vodka. I spent $2 on vodka.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I didn't get very much of it.
Oh, no.
I got 4 nip
Oh,
bottles
yeah,
for
sure,
$2.
you got, like,
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's like
America's
$50 Canadian, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I got Pepsi and some rum, and it's just dark Captain Morgan.
Pepsi. It's way too sweet to add to rum, in my opinion. But hey, you do you.
It's what I had.
Fair enough.
I got a White Russian at the bar the other day, and I inhaled it. The lady didn't really know what she was doing when I asked her about what she was using for the White Russian, about whether or not she was using milk or cream or whatever. So, but she ended up with a half and half.
Okay.
Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was so good.
Nice. All right, so
Mm.
real quick before we get back into it, I'll do the quick little commercial spiel, which is to say, hey guys,
Mm.
this channel is supported entirely by you guys. The amount that I actually get from running ads is minuscule compared to the amount that you guys send via things like super chats, gifting memberships, joining the memberships yourselves, joining the Patreon, stuff like that, right? That is how I am able to keep doing this channel, where I'm doing usually 3 videos a week, sometimes more. So yeah, but it also means that if I, don't get that support, I will eventually have to shut things down. And my hope is to be able to continue this channel as my main gig for as long as I possibly can. I don't want to have to stop until it just is impossible. And so if you enjoy what I do here, and you are currently someone who is, either not supporting financially or is considering doing it or is considered maybe upping it, there are a number of great ways to help out. But I first want to say, please don't give me any money you can't afford. If you can't afford it, don't send it to me. That being said, if you can afford it and you do want to send some financial support so that I can keep doing this, then the best way is probably the Patreon. Next is probably channel memberships. And so the Patreon starts at $1 a month. You can get a 15% discount if you go annually, which means you can get a year-long membership on my Patreon for less than $11 US. I don't know what that translates to into your currency. Probably like, I don't know, like $600 Canadian or something. And like 18 million yen. I don't know.
You're just throwing out numbers.
Yeah.
You're pulling more numbers out of your ass right now than Tisdall has so far.
It's,
just on
it's
this
16
stream.
billion Argentinian pesos. That's so the membership start at $1.99.
Problem today.
I don't know.
What is your damage?
I don't know. So
you didn't get any of my noodles. You didn't get any of my nudes.
it's
That's
true.
Your
Yeah, you sent me nude pics, and then I didn't actually get to eat the noodles. Yeah, you're trading for that. I'll do that later. So the memberships are at $1.99. Both of them give you access to my Discord server, which I think is a fun place. Also, if you are currently a member or a patron, connect your Discord to your YouTube or Patreon account, and that should allow you to join the server with a little list of servers you're allowed to connect to. The memberships also and the Patreon also give you early access to videos. I'm currently about 5 months ahead in my early access. So when I finish a video, like today, like not today, but like this month, it probably won't come out until next year for the public. And that also means that there's hours and hours and hours of content that you could have access to if you toss me a few bucks. So the membership also gives you the cool, like, your name will go green in chat unless you're a moderator, in which case it'll stay blue, but you'll get the channel badge either way. Gives you access to channel emojis, of which we have a cool bunch. Yeah, if a monthly or annual thing isn't your deal, again, there's always super chats. There's also a merch shelf beneath this video. If you don't like any of the merch stuff there, but you're still interested in merch, click through the actual merch website. There's more on the merch website than there is on the shelf. And then last but not least, oh wait, not quite last but not least, I also have a couple wish lists in the description. I have one on Throne. It's mostly things like books, snacks, a few costuming stuff. I also have a Steam wish list linked in the description if you want to get me a video game. And then also I have, if you want to render for me. So when I make animations, which I do fairly frequently, the way I can get them done without taking literal months is by putting them on a render farm called Sheepit. If you want to help out with that, there's a description of how to do that in the description. You go to the website listed, download the client appropriate to your device, and use the login information. And then it will take up some of your computer's either CPU or GPU cycles to render on my behalf. Okay. Let's see, we got a few things to read here. My Unfinished Journey, who's been a member for 41 months, says, Hail Daps and Chesh, and hail streaming at the scheduled time. Yes. Whereas Waldo has just joined the channel at Tetrapod, so everyone send some Tetrapod emojis. Do not send Pelagic Tunicate emojis, which I see that some of you have already done. Gross. Then Lieutenant Matt the Navigator gifted 5 Dapper Dinosaur memberships. So when I'm done reading through these, I will take 5 drinks while Chesh talks to you about which kind of dragon is worst in D&D. Start thinking about it now, Chesh. Light in the Ignorance for $2 says Dapper's damage is 3d6 plus 13 and 3.5. That's pretty good. Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says 16 billion Argentinian, so like $4. Something like that. Atomic Squirrel 56, who's been a member for 38 months and is at the Tetchball level, says, "Hey, I figured out how to work this. Congratulations, that's awesome." My Unfinished Stock for $2 says, "Don't get Goblin by a dino, like and share instead." Absolutely. So let me update the count here, and then I will take 5 drinks after actually
6 drinks because one more person just joined.
but we only take drinks for gifted membership.
On
But you
their
know what? I'll
own.
take 6 anyway. I don't care.
don't?
Not normally.
Really?
Yeah. I'll just take 6
that's a
anyway
shame.
because you asked. All right,
Yeah,
so
do it.
Chesh, while I take
Yeah.
these 6 drinks, tell everyone what the worst dragon in Dungeons and Dragons is.
Shadow Dragon. Not because the Shadow Dragon is actually bad, but because of the way it's laid out in the monster manual, you have to consider what type of dragon it was beforehand. And they don't really make that explicitly clear. So if you want your Shadow Dragon to be better, consider what type of dragon they were before they became a Shadow Dragon. For anybody who doesn't know what a Shadow Dragon is, briefly, it's just a dragon that's been doomed by the Shadowfell and infested with basically depression. So it's one of the worst ones, but that's mostly just because it doesn't have a whole... There's a lot you can do with it, and people just don't. And so it needs a little bit of more life to it, which is ironic since it's from the Shadowfell. Subscribe to Debate Hub.
Or just use a deep dragon and change out the breath weapon damage type if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you should just mess with the breath weapons anyway. But yeah, I'm not gonna ask you guys for money, but you should definitely go and subscribe to Debate Hub because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Yes. That's actually also true for Top Hats Off. Last time I checked, I was at 920 subscribers over at Top Hats Off.
Nice.
So if I could get an extra 80, and if one of my mods could just toss a link to both Debate Hub and Top Hats Off, Jaded Germanic, who's been a member for 15 months, is at the Tetchpod level, says, "Hello before work." Well, hello before work. I hope work goes well for you. All right, I am going to hit play now that we've gone through all that.
You look around you. Where's the country? See, what I would do, answer your question, how can we make it easy? Were you there last night? Oh. Then maybe pick up the video, prove that God exists, or something that the church will put on
Buy
the
my
website
stuff.
or whatever.
To be fair, pick up the video probably means like go watch it on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure they did put it on YouTube.
I think he was gesturing to someone he was actually selling physically.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Here I am trying to give this guy the benefit of the doubt.
He also did just say, or you could check it maybe on the church's website.
All right,
So
yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
maybe they're giving it away for free. I don't know.
You use the logic. There's matter. You either believe in 2 things, eternal matter or eternal intelligence.
Actually, I don't.
What?
I don't have to believe in either of those things. Also,
Says who?
yeah.
What
Also,
logic? What kind of
have
logic is
you
that?
encountered an intelligence that doesn't have a physical substrate that is actually the thing that's like powering it?
I'm drinking. That was really philosophically stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a drink too. That's fair. Okay.
It's non-matter, as in creator, spiritual creator. If you believe in eternal matter, you have a problem because matter
Whoa,
degrades.
whoa, hold on. I'm sorry. Is he just suggesting that a spiritual nature does not take up material space, does not matter in any capacity?
Yes, I believe he is suggesting that spirit stuff is not material.
Okay. All right. Go on.
It's like how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? And the answer apparently is an infinite number of angels can dance on the head of a pin because they don't take up space.
Okay.
Everybody can understand it. You can see it happening. So matter can't be eternal. So there's only one other choice.
How can we see it happening if it's just no matter?
Also, what conclusion led you to matter can't be eternal? Because I don't see why it's impossible for matter to be eternal, but not impossible for God to be eternal.
What is energy?
There's that too, right? Like maybe it's just energy that's eternal.
You believe in long times in strata? How come there's no erosion in the strata?
There is. We went over that, but there's a lot of erosion in the strata. Yeah. In fact, the things that creationists usually point to as evidence of no erosion, that being flat contact points between strata, is in fact itself a result of erosion, because that's a result of planation processes, which are in fact erosional processes. So like, yeah.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I never thought about that before.
Oh, inaudible from the audience.
Us to come from monkeys? I'll explain this afternoon.
It doesn't matter if you want people to come from monkeys. You do come from monkeys because humans fundamentally are monkeys.
We unga and we bunga.
I am realizing that for the next one, I should probably just go through and like drop the audio into Audacity and manually adjust the audio levels and then
Oh, he's
re-render the
not worth
video.
it.
I know, but here's the thing though, he's so inaudible.
But the audience is worth it.
Yeah,
you guys are worth
Chad
it.
is worth it, right?
Mhm.
All 105 of you are worth it.
Don't forget to like the stream.
Yeah. There was a makeup company whose slogan was like "You're worth it," wasn't there?
Yeah,
Who was that?
L'Oreal.
Yeah,
Because you're worth it.
I'm like
Whose hair?
L'Oreal, and you're like the person I'm targeting the commercials toward too, because you're worth it.
You stole that from me.
Did I?
That's what I use on
No.
my on Debate Hub when I'm like, yo, subscribe, become a member because you're worth it.
Oh, well, you stole it from L'Oreal, so
It's true.
yeah,
I also stole Debate Hub from Pornhub, so
yeah.
and you kind of.
Kind of. I mean, I was offering it as an idea, so like I don't know if that means you stole
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was offering it as a joke idea. I did not realize that you were going to run with it.
I mean, don't give me a meme and expect me not to go.
I mean, that's fair, and I'm not upset that you went with it. I just was like, oh, okay, so I guess this is just it now. Interesting.
Now you're tied to a news show forever. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't remember consenting to that, by the way. Although I do just keep
Yeah.
showing up.
You do show up. I send a link and you show up.
Yeah. It's
And then
you
I
know
yell
what,
at you
though?
if you're late and you show up.
Apparently, all you have to do to get me to show up someplace is just send me the join link.
Oh, okay, or from the
Sometimes me
ancestors of
too.
chimps. So it looks like a chimp anyway. What? How do you get them to walk upright?
Chimpanzees can already walk upright. But also so yeah, I'm gonna just take a drink because chimpanzees can already do that. But also you do things like through the course of evolution where upright locomotion becomes more and more important to the animal, you can do things like change the angle at which the knee joint is oriented relative to the shaft of the femur to help bring the legs under the the center of mass. You can do things like take the foramen magnum from the back of the head and push it down to the bottom of the head so that the head actually is naturally oriented facing forward while you're walking upright. You can also do things like narrowing the hips to also bring the legs closer to the center of mass. You can do things like have
I would
various
like
arches.
to point out that everything that Dapper is describing is the same way you get furries. Anthropomorphized animals.
This is not inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also do things like lengthen the legs to increase stride length. You can add arches to the feet, 3 arches actually, that chimpanzees don't have, but that say Australopithecus did have. So yeah, there's a number of things.
Lawrence is gonna say, yeah. So we should just start breaking chimpanzees' legs and reorient them. That's not gonna help them walk better.
I mean, that's true. It won't. Templar Warden for 5 Kiwi Buck says, "What about erosion? Is a hell of a whiplash from eternity of matter and the nature of the soul." Yes, sorry. Insert dapper emojis
Yes,
of
it
choice.
is.
I will take a drink for the insert dapper emojis of choice. Yeah, you know what though? It's not
Let's
quite as bad
go.
as when Matt Powell just randomly brings up how much he hates trans people.
Oh yeah, that comes out of left field.
Yeah, like the only thing I can think of is that hate for trans people is just constantly scratching at the
Always
back
on
of
his
his
mind.
brain. Is always there,
Yeah.
constantly thinking about how much he doesn't like trans people. Which
He's
I mean,
just constantly thinking of Lady Dick. Constantly.
well, or maybe that. Yeah, maybe it is a little bit of self-loathing. I don't know.
Thinking about lady boners, man.
Hey, you know what, Matt? If that's your thing, that's great. Have fun with it. I'm not going to tell you not to. I will tell you to stop being a hateful piece of shit, though.
Hmm.
And even if it's not your thing, still stop being a hateful piece of shit.
Yeah.
I
It
don't
costs
have
you
to-
nothing to not.
Well, it costs him standing among his particular religious group. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
It
they
actually
suck
does.
too. So
Well, yeah, but they are his support network, right? Like, if Matt Powell...
do get a better support network.
I don't disagree, but like it's not an easy thing to do, and so I get why he does it. I get why he stays within the only support network he has. It's not good. He shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But like it's easy to figure out why that's a thing he does.
Yeah, it's that thing I was saying earlier about social evolution.
IT Guru says Matt Powell almost certainly has massive repression issues. Well, I mean, like I feel like everyone in the NIFB does, but I don't know that they're
Yeah.
that in particular, right? I don't know that.
Sure.
So, because look, you can have repression issues as a result of purity culture that don't involve things like, being of non-straight orientation in whichever way that is, or
yeah, it can also just express itself in really weird ways.
Yeah.
Right. So like just overall hefty sexual repression just does weird things to humans in general.
sure does, even if those humans are straight.
Yeah.
Prove their theory wrong until they prove it's right.
Well, science doesn't ever prove anything. So like that's an unreasonable standard.
You don't understand philosophy.
Yeah. So proof is for things like math and alcohol, and maybe formal logic, but science isn't any of those things. Science is an empirical endeavor, and what empiricism can get you is a probability estimate, right? It can say, we have confirmed that the null hypothesis, we have disconfirmed the null hypothesis with a confidence of, and then you can give a number, right? And that means that while you haven't necessarily confirmed the hypothesis in disconfirming the null hypothesis, you've made it more likely that the hypothesis is true. And then you keep doing that. You keep going back and testing and saying, okay, let's test another null hypothesis that is contrary to my hypothesis. And if it keeps being the case that you can reject the null hypothesis with a high amount of confidence, then you can translate that into confidence that the hypothesis is true. And that's the closest you're ever going to get.
I feel like you would dumb this down further and say, Lawrence, do you believe in trial and error?
Yeah. Oh, and as Templar Warden says, so assume it's wrong until you're proven right. Well, there goes Christianity. Yeah, I mean, if you were to apply that standard of evidence to like his beliefs, it would fail spectacularly. Because
hell, you don't even have to go that far. Just say, hey, do you apply that to crossing the road and looking both ways?
Yeah. Overall,
you
in
can
your
cross
life,
the road without looking both ways before crossing the street and not get hit by a car.
Yeah. Overall, in your life, virtually nothing that you do has ever had the level of a certainty that a proof would imply. Ever.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, virtually everything I do is based on way less confidence than I have in, say, evolution.
Yeah, it's a difference between certainty and like the certainty of knowledge. These are all philosophical questions and philosophical definitions that people like Lawrence are just not a discussion they're just not ready to have.
You know, it's a pretty common thing that I end up believing, and then sometimes I'm wrong about, is what's in the fridge. Sometimes I forget that I ate a thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have leftover pizza. No, I don't. I ate it for breakfast. And then I forgot.
Yeah, that's actually a really good example. Hey, chat, just anybody in the chat right now who's kicking around and has a hot second. What do you think is in your fridge right now, and how certain are you?
Yeah.
Are two very different questions.
Mm-hmm.
They're about the same thing.
I'm pretty sure my fridge has, let's see. It has creamer, cola, water, tofu, eggs. Butter, the other things maybe. Oh, it's got a gallon of Frank's Red Hot.
And now it's about accuracy, right? Then you can write down what you think is in your fridge. It's a little experiment right now. You can then say how certain you are about each thing or about how you are overall, right? Because you might not be certain, you might be very uncertain about some things, but overall be pretty certain you got most of it right. And then you can actually go to your fridge and check and see how right you were. And then you can write all that down and see if your certainty, how certain you felt about it, is an accurate representation about how correct you actually were.
Okay, so I have to tell the hot sauce story because I've forgotten to do that.
Yes.
Okay, so
do that.
Ben's birthday was recently, right? And his mom had asked him what he wanted for his birthday. And he said, I want some really hot sauce. And for some reason, what she then did was bought him a gallon of Frank's Red Hot. An entire
Insanity.
gallon. In case you
Amazing.
don't know what a gallon is, it's a bit more than 2 liters if you're not a USican. So
so good.
There's just a gallon of Frank's Red Hot.
So good.
But then also, Bent didn't think that he was actually going to get that. So he went out and he ordered 3 different bottles of very spicy hot sauce so that he could, try them and see which one he liked, right? But one came, and then before the other 2 came, he received a 10 hot sauce bottle sampler, but they're full-size hot sauce bottles, from his sister. And I had recently purchased a 5-pack of hot sauce on whose advice was it? I can't remember, but it was on advice from someone in the Discord server, right? It's really good, by the way.
Mhm.
And so now there's what is it, like 16 regular sized bottles of hot sauce and one 1-gallon bottle of Frank's Red Hot, and 2 more bottles of hot sauce are on the way to Casa Dino, and it's becoming a little overwhelming. I don't know how we got to this point, but we're about to have 18 or something bottles of hot sauce plus a gallon of Frank's Red Hot. I'm gonna have to put hot sauce on every single meal for
So
like
you got to make a
the
bunch
rest
of
of the
those, like buffalo chicken dip
Oh, yeah.
and buffalo chicken sandwiches and buffalo pulled pork.
I made some buffalo sauce for my chicken nuggies the other day. Yep. All right, so that's the hot sauce
Yum.
story. It is. I said it was more than 2 liters, Borg Emporia, but yeah, I guess it's 3.7 liters. So there you go. Almost 4 liters of hot sauce are just sitting in the refrigerator in a Frank's Red Hot gallon container. Yeah, as Megan Fox Giant Boob says, it doesn't go bad quickly. That's true. It'll last for a very long time. So Jaded
Yeah.
Germanic for $2 says fajitas for the next 2 years. Make that 3. Seriously. It is so crazy how much hot sauce there is. And there's more coming. So
But wait, there's more.
I know. All right, here we go.
Remember that. If you come out of here with one thing today, come out with the onus is on them to prove their theory.
No, because that's happened like a century ago, Laurence. The idea of common ancestry, common descent, the ancient age of the earth. We've been past that for more than a century, right? It's just like when the flat earth was coming, like, we'll prove it's a globe. Like, dude, that happened thousands of years ago. We covered that. If you disagree, the onus is on you. The onus generally is on the person overturning the consensus, right? Because the consensus is the consensus for a reason. Maybe it's a bad reason, sure. But you're the one who's going to have to overcome that. Becca Justiniano, who's been a member for 33 months, is at the Tetchball level, says, so I'm hearing that Dapper needs more hot sauce. You are not hearing that. Look,
That's what I heard.
although I'll tell you what, there is a package, like a pack of bags of ghost pepper chips on my Throne wish list. If you feel like I need more spicy stuff, get me the ghost pepper chips.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's also a Carolina Reaper sausage on my wish list.
Did you, on Throne, did you turn on the people can send you whatever, or are you a
Yes.
coward? and
No, it's
didn't?
on. You can send me whatever.
Oh, so you can send him anything that you can find.
Well, yeah, anything that's on Throne. Not every web store has Throne.
That's what I
integration.
said, of
Yeah.
what you can find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actu-
I've got mine on like that too.
I actually do have one thing that's crowdfunded that's not actually on Throne. And in case people are wondering, the way that works is they just send you money, and then it's on the honor system that you then go and purchase that. But I will promise you that if you buy me something that is on my Throne wish list that is not integrated into Throne, I will use that money to purchase the product. So
Cool.
that's my promise to you. Some nut on YouTube B says, "Hui cha." What's wrong? What did we do?
Oh,
Because when I look around me, cows produce cows, dogs produce dogs, beetles produce beetles, monkeys produce monkeys, and humans produce humans.
Wow, cool.
except that humans are apes, so
Yeah,
they're
which
just
is a
another
kind of monkey.
category.
Yeah, but what you've
It
discovered,
really just sounds like you have a semantic problem that you just don't like the categorization. And if that's the case, fine, come up with a better one.
yeah, what Laurence is doing is he's complaining that monophyly is a thing, which means that you can't escape your ancestry. Like, how many generations do you have to go before your ancestors aren't your ancestors anymore?
Right.
There's no finite number, right? Like,
It's not how that works.
Right.
Like, we could eventually, like, it's very much within the realm of possibility that should humans ever become divergent enough by traveling amongst the stars that humans will no longer be recognizable to each other, or at least not as humans. We would be able to track us back to humans, but it's very possible that we could diverge far enough that we would no longer be able to interbreed. What do you do with that then, Laurence?
He'll just say that you're still a human. and he'd be right about that.
Yes. Correct.
Yep.
You get
That's
it. Good
that is in
job.
fact
You
how
figured it
evolution
out.
works. Yep. Hmm. If cows gave birth to non-cows, that would be a problem for evolution. Actually, like if
Yes.
cows just started popping out dog babies, that would be very hard to explain under evolutionary biology.
Yeah.
I said dog babies like the word puppy doesn't exist. What is wrong with me today?
You're having a day, man.
I'm
glad I'm here for it.
I'm having like a decade.
Oh man, like
Yeah.
at least the last 5 years, maybe 6. It's 2020. Everything after COVID doesn't count. I'm pretty
Jeez.
sure we like tone shifted. We did like the soma. So some of us are off having normal life, and the rest of us who are here right now are dealing with this nonsense. And we got shifted into like a hell dimension.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says, "How pathetic do you have
I'm
to
here
be
for
to
it.
copy Kent Hovind?" I mean, very pathetic, but that's also many, many creationists out there. Although usually not the pros. The pros are usually a little bit better than Kent. Kent is really bottom of the barrel. IT Guru says, look up Alton Brown's spicy saltine crackers recipe or any of the many others out there.
Ooh.
Look, I'm definitely going to be checking on recipes for various hot sauces because I feel like that's almost all I have at this point is many, many hot sauces.
You definitely got to just get like a whole spicy mayo jar at that point.
Ooh, spicy mayo. You know what though? For
Mhm.
spicy mayo, you know what I really like is wasabi mayo.
Oh yeah.
I get some wasabi, like either the powder or like the concentrate, like paste.
So for any of you who were unsure, yes, this is Dapper asking for more hot sauce.
It is not. That is not what's happening. I mean, I'm not going to turn it away if you send it to me, but like, yeah,
This man's gonna drown in hot sauce.
I might. It's gonna hurt so much.
You're gonna have a bath. Go put it in the bathtub.
Oh no, there's so many places I don't want to get hot sauce. So many.
So many.
Although, so I have some capsaicin cream because it helps when my knee hurts because I got a bad knee.
Got enough hot sauce for it now.
Definitely got some of that someplace where it shouldn't be.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You heard about it. I told you as it happened. You were getting live updates.
I was. It's true. I wasn't gonna tattle on you though.
Yeah, I did it myself. That's all right. I know.
I know. I was there.
Yeah. No, Becca, I do not need more rice. I currently have around 60 pounds of dry rice in the house right now. I don't need more.
Oh my god.
I know.
Has Laurence actually answered a question yet? And how many questions are we in? Is it still only one?
Yeah, this is still the first question.
Oh my god.
Okay, I should be back. And no, my connection is still horrible.
You should get a
Jeez.
producer.
Well, that won't help much if I can't upload. Is it maybe time for a speed test?
I put a B on the thing that Dapper sent me for anybody who can still see it outside.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't it cute? I thought it was cute.
All right. Well, I don't know why I'm buffering like this.
Yay.
We're going to continue on. The VOD at least should be okay. I mean, my upload speed is okay. The only thing I can think of is that maybe YouTube is being slow. Maybe I should switch how I'm uploading to YouTube.
Oh, maybe.
This is
Quick, pray for better internet.
Yeah, hey, maybe that'll work.
It's not me downloading Yowie, all right? I am very much well prepped and well ahead on stuff like that. I
you've
assure
got
you.
at least 5 terabytes of Yowie just on your hard drive right now.
I do not. No, I am a professional, all right? I keep my stuff organized and separated and filed properly where this is not an issue. Oh.
Some major evolutionary leap that doesn't leave a fossil. Okay, so there's lots of opportunities. The answer book will help with that. They have lots of pamphlets out there that will help with that, CMI does. And you can see me use some of this information on my DVD where I do the debate, because there I'm live. I'm just going bang, 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 bang. Quick things that people can understand. Pick up the DVD. I think it'd be useful to you. Okay.
I gotta go find this debate.
So the answer to the question of how do we help besides prayer was buy my stuff.
Nothing. And eat. And they have chicken nuggets in the shapes of dinosaurs. Isn't that crazy?
It is. That is crazy.
Oh, man.
Must be propaganda.
It's the indoctrination.
Yeah. All right.
A field trip to see Laurence talk, and my head teacher, who is a Christian, said he was too extreme. And I don't know if anyone else thinks he's too extreme.
Is that what they said?
I doubt it.
I X to doubt that one. I believe that he probably asked. And I believe that they said no. But I don't believe that that's what they said.
Your mom's here, but it keeps freezing. Yeah, I think that's on YouTube's end, but I'm not very sure. Oh.
It seems like it's the tubes.
And it's getting better now. I don't know. I honestly have no clue. Like, I did a speed test on the internet while we were here, and the speed test was fine. I'm getting like 30 megabytes upload speed. And yet YouTube is like, no, man, you're at 4,000 kilobytes. I'm like, I feel like I'm a lot higher than that.
Do you need me to turn my camera off? Will that help?
I doubt it.
Probably my question is...
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $2 says, I think what he means is I gish galloped. Or sorry, I gish gallopeded. Thank you. Victoria Macarios for €2 says, Chesh, did you buy a tea yet? Carmen, I'll drink
No,
the Carmen.
not yet. No, not yet.
Get on.
Okay.
Go do it right now.
No.
Okay.
Do you have any information on what happens to children from like primary age to university and college?
What happens to children?
I think
get
he means
educated?
in terms of like children who leave their birth religion, which for Lawrence's version of Christianity is a pretty high proportion. I think it's somewhere like 40 to 60% or something like that. I'm not sure though.
Are that many children who are like of primary age? Is that the age that they're leaving at?
Well, no, he's saying
like
primary through college. So he's talking about like the entire attrition rate throughout that whole period, right?
Okay.
And yeah, some people in primary school do decide that they don't actually believe the stuff their parents are telling them about God. It happens.
It does. Oh, I agree. I just don't know how high of a percentage.
No, not many. But he's talking about the whole period, right? So like during that whole period,
Right.
how many people end up?
Okay.
That's how I'm interpreting it.
We've been talking about these things because that's what I do with the kids. Give them both sides, let them. But most of them are creation.
So you're breaking the rules?
Shape or another.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to them as they progress through the education system?
Excellent question. The issue
Before he answers, just real quick, what does Laurence know about early childhood development as well as like the brain development of children throughout the education, like throughout their early
I would
ages of
hazard
education?
that he knows virtually nothing.
I would hazard that he is just going to pull everything he's about to say right out of his ass.
Yes. Oh, look, your mom's going to bring you tea tomorrow.
Victoria's talking about a very specific type of tea to do that green tea thing I was telling you about at the cottage.
Oh, now it's getting all mysterious.
Don't bring me tea because it's something specific that Victoria's talking about.
No, do bring her tea. It just won't be the tea in question.
Okay, sure.
Long before primary school, it starts because we leave the TV be the mother of our kids, and the TV shows National Geographic.
Oh, the iPad
PBS.
kids.
Yeah.
National Geographic and PBS. He's mad about Big Bird and Elmo. Oh no.
Yeah, and also National Geographic, which I don't think too many kids are watching National Geographic, Lawrence.
And also, you're Canadian, talking to people in the UK. So they have their own versions of these things. PBS is not like we get it in Canada mostly, but like it's TVO in Canada.
Still, you get Big Bird, and Big Bird is woke now, so it's not okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Big Bird is woke.
As if Bert and Ernie weren't always gay.
Well, I mean, look.
Or whatever you have here, Discovery Channel. And what do they have
Discovery
on
Channel.
3D animations of evolution. Totally facts, no facts to support
Fictional.
it, but it sure looks good.
You know, all those 3D animations, Laurence, are all actually based on actual fossil taxa that you could go
based
look
off
at
nothing.
the remains of, right? Like, I'm just going to take a drink.
Animated.
Like, it's all fictional.
Therefore, it's
like,
not
yes,
real.
Velociraptor, Jehalornis, Australopithecus, all fake organisms.
If 3D animation is more fake, does that make 2D animation less fake, and therefore the magic school bus is more real?
No, it actually gets faker the fewer D's it has.
Oh,
yeah.
So what about D's nuts?
That is the most real. Yeah.
Got it. That's true. TVO is Ontario, specifically.
And how does a 3-year-old, for looking at a TV, how does it understand?
3-year-olds.
How does it know that that's not true?
I'm pretty sure that 3-year-olds are not capable of assessing truth claims from TV, no matter what's on there, Laurence.
They're also talking about primary school, which is after the age of 3. And also, I would like to point out, there are laws about this, Laurence. Specifically advertising laws about this, Laurence. About the laws you have to follow when you are advertising towards children, Laurence. And when you have content directed at children, Laurence. If I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but the Discovery Channel and National Geographic are generally not targeted at children, Laurence. There might be some children's programming, but that is generally not what the content is. And guess whose job that is to mediate, Laurence? The parents of the 3-year-old. It is not National Geographic's job to do that.
It can't. God. It's looking around it. It's discovering everything. Till 6 years old, that brain's all modeling all kinds of stuff. And it's just taking what it receives as fact.
I'm drinking for prediction. I was correct.
Yeah, there you go. Take a drink.
The problem is in the church, we do the Sunday schools, and we...
Imagine thinking that PBS is indoctrinating your kids by having 3D animated dinosaurs, but then being like, yeah, this church in which I'm going to tell them the earth is only 6,000 years old, and if there was an actual worldwide flood where God committed the worst genocide in all of history, that's not indoctrinating them at all.
No, Sunday school, not a problem. PBS, big problem.
And I'm saying that as someone who is not opposed to the idea of Sunday school. I'm the
biggest fan of Sunday school.
I'm not a huge fan, but like
I think Sunday school could be better. I'll put it that way.
Everything could be better.
Yes.
Lieutenant Math Navigator for $5 says Spinosaurus reconstructions are less fictional than Lawrence's integrity. Oof, on both Laurence and Spinosaurus, really. Olivia Williams for $6.99 Beaver Bucks says this is a man who believes in a talking snake who is complaining about children being fed falsehood. Correct. Though that is an accurate assessment. There we go.
There are stories in the Bible.
There sure are.
So what's the problem? Stories that teach ethics seem to be okay.
We have Noah's Ark as a cartoon. We have the Garden of Eden as a cartoon.
Yeah, man. What do you want? A live action Noah's Ark with all the dead people floating in the water, or all the nudity that comes with the Adam and Eve story? What are you asking for?
He wants it 3D modeled.
Oh, I also remember there actually having been a Noah's Ark movie that was mostly live action and 3D models, and the Christians
There's also a live action, I'm pretty sure there's more than one 10 Commandments movie. Like, there's one specifically called The 10 Commandments, which is a live action Moses.
IT Guru says Tisdall sounds like one of those horribles who got mad about Fred Rogers sharing a wading pool with Officer Clemens. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of does.
6 feet apart because they're not gay.
Well, I mean, they weren't. They were literally putting their feet in a little kiddie pool.
Yeah. 6 feet apart.
Well, no, they weren't 6 feet apart. I think they were probably like.
It's funny that
4.
the people who are all uppity about COVID are very pro being 6 feet apart if it has anything to do with two men being nearby.
Well, yeah. I mean, otherwise, look, if two men get any closer,
unless it's Air Force volleyball, in which case, get in there, man.
Look, everyone knows that if any two men ever get closer than 6 feet apart, they're going to have sex.
And just make sure you say no homo.
Yeah, well, if you say no homo, then you can actually have the gay sex, and it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
Yep. And actually, if I've learned anything from like the masculinity influencers, it's that actually liking women or liking being around women or having sex with women or loving your wife is actually feminine and gay, which means that actually the least gay thing that you can do is have sex with your bros, because they're not weak and feminine. They're strong and masculine. Correct. And so, yeah. Templar Warden for 2 Kiwi bucks says, super chat for confirmed prediction. Thank you very much. Dark Law says, who's been a member for 48 months and is at the tetrapod level, says Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, AIG is a bag of dicks. Drink, and I shall indeed drink.
I've finished my drink.
Well, you should have got a bigger drink. You got like a single shot.
Which are you going to believe? Apes becoming men?
Are you asking the 3-year-old?
I guess he's asking us on behalf of the 3-year-old? I don't know.
Oh.
Africa in 3D with real actors that look the Planet of the Apes? Or are you going to believe...
Laurence, Planet of the Apes is not an educational program, my guy.
It's also not animated.
That's
the
also
original.
Cartoons that you're showing on Sunday. You're going to believe 3D.
How dare you talk about Bob the Tomato like this?
Yeah, there's that.
Slander.
But also, I love the idea that kids are just going to believe the evolution because it's presented with like higher production value than your nose arc cartoon.
Because it's on TV.
Yeah.
Well, they get better production value. Stop complaining. This sounds like a you problem.
Right? Answers in Genesis got tens of millions of dollars to build a giant like wooden building with a concrete back end that kind of looks like a boat. They could get enough money to make a live action Noah's Ark movie.
Yeah, they can hire Kevin Sorbo and Vic Mignogna. It'll be great.
You're 3 years old. You are not able to make the difference. So we start there.
Correct.
Let's start